We saw how the Senate president boasted in Calabar. And we also saw how Senator Monday Okpebholo knelt down openly appreciating him for taking Edo. We saw all those things. I engaged with civil societies, accredited, over 30 of them, organizations, came together with evidences that the election was rigged. See, I would tell you, Vimbai, anybody that would accuse the PDP of being part of this nonsense is funny. Of course, we have the legacy PDP that pulled out to support the APC to perpetuate this evil on Edo people. You know, for the first time in my life, I was broken down before women. At the airport yesterday, Mumbai, I saw 4 women, 2 from Houston, Texas, 2 from Atlanta, Georgia. They said they are coming to Nigeria to vote for the first time. They came to mobilize their tenants and family to vote for Asri Godalo. In tears, they told me they would never return to Nigeria. That they thought that with Asiwaju, with what they saw him do in Lagos, with the way he fought for this democracy, that he would be the one to uphold democracy and protect and preserve our democracy and strengthen our institutions. Behold and behold, under his watch, under the watchful eyes of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
There's no doubt that what happened in Edo State on Saturday was a charade. They turned the election to a marketplace for buying and selling votes. Of course, that made the gentleman very emotional. But to think that people thought that Tinubu could protect democracy after what happened last year during the presidential election, have they not been following Nigerian politics? How can he protect democracy when he came through the back door? He doesn't believe in the rule of law. Some of the policies, especially increase in petrol price, is supposed to consult widely according to Nigerian laws before increasing the price of petrol. He did it without consulting anyone. Is it the new electricity tariff? He was supposed to consult people according to the law. He never consulted anyone. They just woke up one day and announced it. And today, the discos are busy violating the law further because they are now moving many people to Band A without informing them, with no writing, nothing. People will wake up one day and see that they have been pushed to Band A and they start paying 1 unit for 250 naira. Despite the fact that the government announced around 209 or 6 naira, thereabout, for 1 unit. But they are charging as much as 250 naira for 1 unit. Even the 20 hours that is guaranteed for Band A people is no longer guaranteed. Some people complain that they receive power only about 10 hours in a day, but they still are grouped in Band A. So it's a free-for-all under the person they were hoping could protect democracy. Anyone who comes through the back door or buys his way to power will never do anything in the national interest. And PDP is equally guilty of what APC did in the Edo governorship election. They bought votes like APC bought, it's just that APC outbid them in some polling units. Of course, some of the results are equally fraudulent. You will see where they have the highest turnout, even more than during the presidential election, which is very impossible considering the turnout in most other parts of the state. So anyone that is willing to buy votes, to pay people to vote for him, the person is not going to do anything in the national or state interest, as the case may be. Yes, it has become a transaction. It has become a business and investment. They say you sow and reap. So anyone that makes investment is going to reap his investment. Is going to reap it with benefits. So what it means is that whether APC won or PDP ended up winning, they wouldn't have served the people properly because they made heavy investment. They paid people to vote for them. Yes, that's the reality. Ordinarily, if the outgoing administration of Godwin Obaseki served Edo people well, they wouldn't have needed any money to convince anyone to vote for continuity. No amount of vote buying and rigging by opposition parties would have made a dent on PDP's vote margin because people will back the continuity because they've seen it. They've seen all the good works, all the infrastructure developments and good roads. No one will see that and jump into the unknown, no matter how much you give that person. So PDP is not completely blameless. Just like what happened in Rivers State, despite the crude politics of Wike, he was able to show workings when he was governor. Flyover everywhere, good roads were all constructed by Julius Berger. So people saw that despite the fact that they rigged the election to Fubara's favor, but even if they allowed a free and fair election in Rivers, he might have won on his own just because that Wike backed him. He will convince them to vote for continuity. Now, let's see what Olumide Akpata said in a church service after the election. He kind of spoke in parables, but you understand where he was driving at.
This yesterday about Israel in Egypt, only for us to come here to hear that. Israel in Egypt, when Moses was castigated by his own people for not giving them where they were before, there is the initial reaction to say, the people are to blame, but one must stop and not run or jump into that conclusion and say, in spite of themselves, we will continue to work for them. In spite of where they are at the moment, we will continue to work to bring them out of captivity. On this pulpit, I give you my commitment. Give my last one. We just started. The Lord who started this thing is taking us. I said to the son yesterday, even if I don't get money, at least in my own unit, I could have bought the votes in my unit to create the impression. But I'm not in the business of politics. It is better to leave it like that so that the people will see that this is what you have chosen, or what you have chosen is not right for you. We will continue to pray to God to speak to His people that all by yourself you can bring yourself out of captivity. I don't want to say I am so privileged. I have not been emotional since yesterday. I'm not an emotional person.
Now, if I don't get money, at least I get money to buy the gold for my own use. If that was supposed to be the objective. Indeed, as I got into my car after casting my gold, I was approached by members of the team, very worried, very concerned about the goings on. And they tried to tell me that when in Rome, I should behave like the Romans. They were concerned. And they said, at least in our unit, look, we not fall on our own hand. And I said to them, I will not participate in anything like that. I will not buy any vote. If the people want to sell their votes, that so be it. So Labour Party have been excluded by the people from that process on election day.